And good morning. Good day to good people. How you guys doing out there? Do you feel like your life is a circus? Do you feel like you just can't get it together? Do you feel like you can't get your money together financially? Do you feel like you can't get your life to go the way you want it to go? Have you ever considered that your life may feel like a circus because all you do is hang around clowns? All you do is hang around clowns. Have you ever considered that the people that you're around are the reason why you're not where you're supposed to be? Whether that be family, friends, etc. Maybe it's the groups you're in. But maybe it's those people's thoughts and limited beliefs that are holding you back from where you need to be. Maybe those clowns are an indication that you are in a circus. So with that being said, you have to change your circle. It's a very common trope, if you will, that you are identifiable by the 5 people that you're closest to. So if you take that into consideration, if the 5 people you're closest to don't have their finances together and they in all kind of consumer debt, and it's possible that you're probably one of them, that you'll probably be that. For a long time, I was considering, hey man, why can't I get my grades up back when I was in school? And it was probably because I was hanging around a bunch of people who all they were doing was playing video games and going outside and playing instead of being at home and studying. My group of friends weren't doing that. So I think that point that people make, that you are like the sum of the 5 people you're closest to, are true. Even when it comes to family. When you look at your family, odds are you're a lot like them, and the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree. And unfortunately, in a lot of situations, if your family is affecting you in a negative way, you may have to separate ties with some of them. You may have to distance the amount of time that you spend with them. It doesn't mean that you have to completely get rid of them or stop loving them. It doesn't mean that. But it does mean that you may have to create a little bit of distance so that you can grow. I think somebody once told me that when trees are rooted in the ground, you can't plant certain types of plants or trees next to other trees, because the tree's roots will suck up all the nutrients and the other plant won't grow right. Well, I think the same is true for you. You might have to create a little bit of distance so that you can grow. So you can grow the way you're supposed to grow. And a lot of times this is a difficult thing. The people that you have invited into your life, or that have been placed into your life, have done a lot for you. But back when I was heavier into the Christian community, a big thing used to be what was that they used to say back then? Okay, well, I forget what I used to say. Either way, that's going to come back to me, I'm sure. But either way, you always have to remember that you are the sum of the people that you're around. You may be in a circus if you're around a bunch of clowns. You have to remember things like the winner's circle is always going to be smaller than the one for the losers, or as I call it, the whiner's circle. The winner's circle is always smaller than the whiner's circle. You'll hear people say a lot of times that it's lonely at the top. We say all of these things, and all these colloquialisms and tropes are out there because it's true. It's true. You have to create your own community of people that do the things that you want to do. Another situation I can think of at the moment is about when you're trying to get healthy and you're trying to be in the gym. Like, all the healthy people are there. There's almost no healthy people who don't go to the gym. Almost none. there are a few that may have their own home gym and etc. and work out fervently on their own, but almost all of them work out in some sort of community, and that's where you'll find the most in shape and best health conscious people. There you won't get any pushback for trying to eat right and limit yourself on certain things so that you can have the best health that you possibly can have. But either way, that was just one thought to consider today. If you're in a circus or you feel like your life is a circus, it may be because you're hanging around. Oh yeah, it came back to me what people from the church used to tell me all the time back when I was around that type of community a little bit more heavily. They used to always go about this. One church we was in when I was living in Greensboro, they were real heavy on sanctification, about making sure you understood what it means to be sanctified. And essentially what they were saying is that in order for you to be sanctified, it means that you're being set aside, meaning being set aside from the norm, set aside from how people generally act. So you're going to be doing things that are different, and you're going to change. And I remember back when you try to change yourself for the better in that life as well, there's going to be the people around you that are giving you the most pushback. There's, oh man, you still the guy that used to drink all of that and be out in them streets and all of that. Those people are going to give you pushback initially, but that's because you're setting yourself aside and you're creating a boundary for your new growth. But anyway, go be great.